What is up, Ramblin Raiders listeners? Welcome back to the podcast. Before we get started on this evening's episode, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to this evening's sponsor. For episode 83, our sponsor is Bergeson Chiropractic. And, they're the best in the business, hands down. If you are suffering from aches, pains, injuries, or fatigue, and if you're looking for affordable and reliable care that is guaranteed to improve your health, you need to go visit our guys at Bergeson Chiropractic in Friendswood, Texas. Their address is 351 E Parkwood Drive, Friendswood, Texas 77546. Bergeson Chiropractic is the best in the business at relieving pain and promoting better health and stability. Bergeson Chiropractic is tried and true practice that has been operating for 30 years. That is tenure, baby, and that is results. Their customer base has grown exponentially since they started in 1990 because the work they do is unparalleled in the industry. I can say that for a fact because I'm a testament to the health benefits they provide. As a kid, I had bone spurs and excruciating lower back pain, just the worst. Dr. Bergeson's treatments alleviated my backaches, and not only that, but his x-ray diagnosis isolated the problem and allowed me to see a specialist that, what does he say in Forrest Gump? My back was crooked, went from a question mark to straight as an arrow. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but still, work was amazing. From that point on, I would see Dr. Bergeson regularly, and I swear my scoring average doubled thanks to his treatments. Bergeson Chiropractic offers so much more than your typical pop and run type practices. As mentioned before, they offer x-rays to make proper diagnosis, and they have over 20 different treatments that will help with any type of injury or pain. They've had numerous athletes utilize their services and swear by their product, all the way from the high school level to the pros. Payments are easy and affordable as they take all major insurances. Last but not least, Bergeson Chiropractic has the best sports memorabilia in the game. They wanted me to make sure to tell all of our Red Raider listeners to come by and ask to see their sign. Kansas City, only one time Super Bowl winner so far, but he's got he's young. He's got a lot of years ahead of him, long career ahead of him. Come check out their Patrick Mahomes jersey. Tell them the Ramblin Raiders sent you, and your first visit will be discounted to $50. That is just crazy affordable for the services they offer. Again, they take all major insurances. Don't live with agonizing pains and annoying aches. Get treated at Bergeson Chiropractic to get the most out of your body. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get on with the show. Nick, hit me with a pop top.
Wow, I'm doing it all tonight, baby.
That's a beautiful sound because at that point you are listening to the Ramblin Raiders podcast, episode 83, Nameless. I'm going to let Nick pick this week's episode title later because he's pretty much done all the other work. Actually, it's funny, I say that because that's going to lead right into his nickname for this week, and that is Nick, I'm saving the pod this week, Thompson. Hey, what's up, man? And how's it going?
Each week it's going good, Jackson. Going well. Each week, either one of us saves the pod because it's kind of like a balancing act. Normally, we're never like balanced. We're always either doing a lot of work and nothing, or the other way around. So it's good to be back, man. And I'm glad that it's my week to shine.
That's right, man. And just think, whenever we get on the same page at some point, I mean, the sky's the limit. Just endless possibilities for the Ramblin Raiders podcast. No, Nick's done a lot of great work to get us set up for this. I wish y'all could see my outline. It's about this big. It's very thin tonight. Very, not too much added there so far. But I'm gonna hit it as we go. Premium Texas Tech content with a laugh, or so we try, Nick. As we get going, remember to follow us on social media. We're at Ramblin Raiders podcast on Facebook. That's the name of our page. We're also at Ramblin Raiders on Instagram, at Ramblin Raiders on Twitter. And if you haven't already, if you could go rate, review, and subscribe on either Spotify or Apple Pod, or didn't you get us on something new this week, Nick?
Yeah, baby. I still didn't get us on Twitch. That's still coming this week. That's another goal of mine. But we are now on Audible. If you've seen the Kevin Hart commercials, it's the Amazon audiobook / podcasting podcasting app
All right.
that they've been promoting the heck out of, and we're on Audible now, so go check us out there.
All right, we're on Audible, YouTube. You know, you can go drop a sub, but yeah, rate, review, subscribe wherever you're getting this content. We really appreciate it when you do. Also, our website at Ramblin Raiders, we have our write-ups on there, as well as our episodes are downloadable straight from the website. We have pictures, we have a merch line. 10% of all of our merch sales goes to a charity. We haven't. I know last month we did Houston Food Bank. We're still working to figure out what we want to do for this month. But I know that, you know, we have our websites always up and available, and we're always improving it and adding to it, you know, or at least we try to weekly. At the end, I'm going to do, you know, our Ramblin Raiders media plugs, Loose Lips with Gator Ships and Laney's Locks. We'll talk about those a little bit more, but I think that's it. Nick, am I right? Like I said, man, I mean, this outline is really light, so it's all just off the top of the dome tonight.
Well, I want to hear about your trip from Vegas and the engagement that happened, because all I got was the at dinner kind of feeling good version, the 5-minute phone call version. I want to hear, and the listeners want to hear, how our host, how our man, how the content king got engaged this weekend in Vegas.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why, I'm not just lazy or irresponsible. If you're wondering why I'm so unprepared tonight, it is because I just got back from a family trip with my now fiance, Catherine, who is sleeping in another room. Let's see if I can. Hey, Catherine, are you excited?
No.
Wow, we're already bad, or we're already off to a really bad start. No, I was with Catherine and my parents, my brother. Hot Takes with Laney Cakes, who y'all know well, could not make it on the pod tonight. I think he was in worse shape than I was, I guess. And you know, his girlfriend Caroline, and it was just an awesome experience. I left in the green. That should be reason enough for you to go listen to Laney's Locks when the chef's on there, because I somehow left in the green. I hit a quintilla on a electronic horse racing game. Those little horses, man, were just getting after it for me that night. I'm trying to think, was it animatronic or something like that? Anyways, it's something I'd never done before, and I'm really glad I did. But we were up on blackjack until the last night, went a little too hard and lost some of it back. But hey, I mean, not just the money. The more important aspect of this and element of this is that I came away with a fiance who has a nice ring and a big heart, and we are. We are, or at least the nicest I could provide. I tried broke the Ramblin Raiders bank account to try to get her something worthy to go home and brag to mom. But it was so much fun, man. We had a great time. Tried to share a lot of the experience on our Instagram, on the Instagram story, so you guys can keep up with that content. But I'm over the moon. I love Catherine to death, and we'll keep y'all posted. We feel like you're along this ride with us, with Ramblin Raiders content. And now you got a little sneak peek and, kind of inside look to my personal life. And, we're going to wait till COVID's done, but just looking forward to that wedding coming up later on, probably sometime next year. So we have time to prep and get ready.
The question is, can I Instagram live the wedding for everybody to see?
Yes, I'm actually planning on setting up a tripod in the back, and it's going to be like episode 100. Or actually, no, we'll be way past that at that point. Maybe like episode 150, and it'll just be straight up like Ramblin Raiders wedding.
Just like whoever's there, the guests can come by and say a message to the listeners, to the watchers on the wall.
That's it, baby. But yeah, it was such a great trip, man. I'll be sure next time we get Lane on the pod, maybe we can go into some more individual stories once we've made a full recovery.
Yeah.
And, I was explaining earlier, I think it was like the 72 greatest hours of my life, followed by debatably like the 30 most miserable hours of my life. Whenever I got on that plane, just invisible, dude, sunglasses on. I don't even remember getting through the airport. I learned a valuable lesson, Nick. I'm 28 years old, getting closer and closer to that 29 mark. And boy, your body just, life comes at you fast, man. And it starts catching up with you quick. So let that be a lesson, a word from the wise.
There you go. So how much did you throw down for the K-State game? Because Texas Tech played K-State while y'all were in Vegas.
That's right, man. And I guess for our look around campus real quick, I think you had the best line, dude. We're going to be short and sweet, man. And that had to do with a game that took place yesterday, starting around 5:00. Our boy Patrick Mahomes just couldn't get it done, man.
Yeah. No, yeah. Patrick Mahomes the Red Raider alum could not get the win. I blame it on
The bandwagon Tech
defense,
fans.
and I blame it on the refs, and I blame it on the offensive line mostly of the
Yeah.
Chiefs.
No, it sounded from what I was watching yesterday, it looked like Patty Ice did all he could and just that was yeah, hit some guys in the hands, had some drops. The refs kind of had a few calls go against or had some calls in Tampa Bay's favor that it would have been good for the Chiefs to get. But hey, dude, I told people this in Vegas: you don't bet against TB12. He's just you don't bet against that guy, man. He's an all timer for a reason, and Patrick Mahomes is an all timer as well, so he'll have plenty of more shots. But I saw some jokes on Twitter that the Kansas City Chiefs fans were upset because the bad luck that wore off from Pat's time at Texas Tech and that bad juju from the Texas Tech football program, all the bandwagoners that carried over that that bad luck carried over with them and screwed the Chiefs over. So some of them might be trying to blame it on the Red Raiders, but
No
I,
way.
I don't know if I subscribe to that notion.
Any true Red Raider fan has been a Chiefs fan since the day that they drafted Mahomes. So
That's right. Yeah.
I don't understand that.
We've been along this ride just like y'all have. So that was good. I also saw our track team remained at number 4 in the nation. And that's all I got for Look Around Campus. So we can move forward if you want, man. Again, I apologize for not having some more stuff prepared. But like I said, it was these last 30 hours have been El Brutal.
Well, I guess this is like the day. So we recorded last Wednesday. No, we recorded last Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
And the Lady Raiders basketball team played Kansas State that day and won.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new news for the podcast.
Oh, okay. Let's go. What up? What up, ladies?
But that's all I got. So I'm ready to move on into the body content.
Let's get it, man. So Kansas State, Nick, I'm gonna throw the questions your way because we watched this game. Lane and I did with my dad over at the sports book at the Link Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we enjoyed it, man. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was kind of a back and forth there. Tech pulled away at the end, but I bet on Tech to cover the spread, and they 17.5. That was a little ambitious. So I did lose some money on the sports betting, not on the table. So walk us through this one, man. I mean, we were drinking pretty heavily, and I kind of just remember spurts of it. But what was the difference maker here?
Man, I think the difference maker was definitely that our team is in our program is definitely farther along in our development and farther along in just our team chemistry and putting games away. This looked a lot like the OU win last week, where it wasn't our prettiest win, but we controlled the game and we were in the lead for probably the whole game and didn't relinquish that lead. But we didn't step on their throats either. So it wasn't a comfortable position to be in as a Texas Tech fan watching that game this Saturday, especially on the road. We were getting a lot of tweets about how Kansas State they're one of those teams that are annoying. And if you're a fan of them, you love them. But the things that they're doing, the slapping the court on defense, when we're bringing the ball up every time on defense, all 5 guys slapping the court, those kind of things piss off fans of the opposing team. And that was happening a lot. And it's just one of those games where it feels like the little brother is just, picking at you and getting at you, making you antsy. And that's what it felt like to watch this game. And that's how I felt, our team in the first half especially felt that and felt the little brother trying to, nudge him and
being nagging.
It wasn't until Terrence Shannon really checked into the game that it felt like the team took a giant breath.
Yeah.
The whole fan base, I took a giant breath. I was like, all right, we're good. And he didn't make, a million buckets coming in. He didn't go off in the scoring column, but he came in and he does the right things off the ball as well. He's taking charges. He's setting good, hard picks, rebounding, making his free throws. So the little things with Shannon looked, it went a long way
Yeah.
in this game, and then we brought it home in the second half, and it was a great victory for
Yeah,
sure.
no. So that is something I did want to ask about because we couldn't hear. I was watching it, but they didn't have they had the sound on the UT Oklahoma State game, which I also bet on the Horns. And shocker, they boned me. But so I lost both those Big 12 bouts as far as the bets went. But
Yeah,
I saw Shannon was out, and I found out later. I guess he had a not like critical. I mean, obviously not critical. He wouldn't have played, but just kind of a minor, like little minor injury that maybe Beard was trying to let him rest some and didn't want him to like, aggravate it or something like that. But when he did come in, I felt like that was the turning point in this game where Tech was able to get a comfortable lead, kind of keep that lead, and just, always have little brother at arm's distance away. And I got to say, it feels good to be talking about our program in that regard that, we're the hunted now. Teams try to give us their best shot, or they are, the nagging little brother. But yeah,
yeah,
no, Shannon coming in was huge, man. I do remember sitting there watching that going, finally, we got
yeah.
like he's in the game, man. I mean, because we needed him.
Yeah, there was no information on it in the beginning part of this game, and I almost started to think that he benched him for some reason. But then you think, well, it can't be an attitude thing because Shannon is one of these players that's
Yeah.
totally bought into the program, and he actually volunteered to not start, to be on the bench, coming off the bench as a sixth man most of the season. So it couldn't be an attitude thing. So later we found out that it was an ankle injury, tweaked it. You could see him limping out there a little bit towards the end of the game. But Chris Beard made the decision that, it's better to play him in this game when it's close and then regret it and have a 100% healthy Shannon. So I like the call, bring him in. It definitely settled our team down and helped
Good.
with the offense and the flow of the game for the Red Raiders.
Good, man. Well, I do see some notables here that I'm looking up on ESPN, and it kind of makes sense to me as we go along. I'll just say this: total turnovers at 18. I mean, total fouls at 18. Not ideal. Again, I feel like we're a broken record. We've talked about this over and over again. We got to find a way to be better without fouling as much and kind of cutting that part of our game down. Also, total turnovers at 10 is not great. It's a little bit better, I think, than we've been in the past couple games. I think we had 11 against OU and then more in the game before that. Who do we play before that we got a win against? It was
LSU.
OU and LSU. Yeah. Yeah, I was at that game. You'd think I should remember that. But
Hey,
yeah,
you've
I
been
mean,
traveling a lot recently. You
dude,
should
I
go.
have. I need to take a break and chill out a little bit. Let my old bones rest. Yeah, so total turnovers at 10. Again, turnovers and fouls. That's an area of the game that I think we're going to have to really improve on as we face a good West Virginia team. Obviously, we already know that from this season. Baylor, if they can reschedule it, which we'll get to in the hot take. But anyways, I am impressed with our assists. 18 assists in this game. That's huge. They were able to get 8 steals. It looks like we were playing lights out defense, which is always emblematic of a Chris Beard team. I've said that over and over again as well. So shot the ball 50% from 3, 10 of 20. That's consistency. That's taken good shots out of the offense. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
and pretty solid overall game. So
Yeah.
that's all I got on this one, Nick. Oh yeah, I will say this too. Last thing I noticed in this game that at the very end to kind of ice it away, our boy Mac McClung finally got him a little two-handed jam in there.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he
I was
slammed
wondering when we
one.
were gonna see that. He hasn't really been dunking this year a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. But yeah, good. Anytime you sweep a team in the Big 12 in basketball, it's solid. Got the brooms
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
twice in 1 week, and
That's right.
something to build on.
That's right. And to the point of the 3-point shooting and defending the 3-point really too. I wanted to make a note about something that I think fans are catching on to as well. Well, I'm a fan, but a lot of people are catching on. I'm not the media. All right? I'm not a journo. I'm a fan that has a podcast.
We refuse to be called journos.
But a lot of people are catching on to the thing that the basketball team is doing, and we're taking a lot of open shots from 3, or we're not taking a lot of open shots from 3 is what I'm trying to say. We're we're uh we're
Yeah.
passing up on
Mhm.
open looks, and they're not the most open looks you've ever seen in the world, but with the way that our offensive game plan is with the motion offense. We're
Mhm.
getting the ball in the hands of our 3-point shooters at the 3-point line, and they can catch and shoot, and they're not doing it.
All right. Yep. No, that is. I'm glad because I remember you texted me and
Yeah,
Lane in the pod guys, and I thought that was a great point. I mean, I'd love to see Kyler Edwards if he's open, and that's the thing. I get with what you were saying, Nick, because I was watching it. It's like, contested threes are not really in the flow of the offense. I get it. We want to take good looks, and we shot 10 for 20, but still, man. I mean, a guy like Kyler Edwards, Jamarius Burton. Please tell me, yeah, that's right. Okay, not Burnett. Oh yeah. Jamarius Burton. He's a guy who hasn't really proved that he can knock it down at in volume shooting threes, but he hit a couple in this, or he hit at least one, I think, maybe two in this game. And I mean, that's a guy if he's open, why not? Or Edwards, if you're open, why not? It's just I do see some issue there as
yeah,
well. It's shoot it if it's there, because
yeah,
other than that, we're not going to get that many other great looks in our
yeah.
offense.
And they're good looks. And yes, we're not shooting the ball, really, really well this season. We were 50% from three, as you said, 10 of 20. Edwards did hit three-pointers in this game. I think two of them came in the second half. But he
It
passed
did.
up on a lot of looks, and that is something that he's been, especially in the 2019 run
Yeah.
to the championship. Edwards would take those shots anytime he got
Actually,
the opportunity, and he would
okay.
hit.
That's what I was getting. Yeah. Okay. So Edwards, this is the thing. He was 3 for 4 in this game.
Yeah, and
And
he
so
still passed up on a
and he
lot of
passed up a lot. So I
opportunities.
think that's what fans want to see is, dude, when you're open, like we know we've seen you do it before. Shoot it. Like you're a shooter. Now, if you go cold and you're not making that game, then let some other guys get looks. But that's okay. Now it's all coming back to me, man. Slowly but surely. Vegas is wearing off. He did knock down some big shots. He had 13 points in this game. Go ahead and show us what you can do when you're open. Pull it, man. Green light.
Yeah,
Hand down, man down.
yeah, again, we did shoot the ball well from 3-point line in this game. Ogbo had a three. I'd like to see him come in and shoot more of those. Maybe be the Edwards of the 2019 team. Come
Yeah.
in as a young guy and just take a few shots. He's hitting them, so I like that. Tyreek Smith hit a three in this game and made a couple of free throws back to back. That was pretty nice for Tyreek. His minutes are increasing, and Burton, if the shot's there, take it. If you're hitting them early, keep taking them. But I want to see more shooting out of Kyler Edwards. Honestly, I want to see him drive to the basket as well. So uh, I just want Kyler Edwards to get more involved in the game. He has his
Yeah.
role, and I think his role isn't going to be the man to be scoring. We have Mac for that, and we have Terrence Shannon for that, and McCullough
Mhm.
for that. But all in all, Edwards can do a better job of shooting from the 3-point line.
You
I want to
just
see
yeah,
it.
man. Gotta he can be a scorer, I think. But hey, 3 for 4 consistency. Hopefully he continues to build on that and we'll see him go on a run, get it done. All right, man. I think that's it. Nick, you want to move on? I mean, good win. And we got a big one tomorrow, man. Let's get into it. The Mountaineers are coming to Lubbock. And I know what's on my mind. I bet it's on your mind. I bet it's on Chris Beard, and well, he'll say that it's not because he's a professional, but Chris Beard's mind and that team's mind, the fans, that's revenge, dude. One word, revenge. Because they stole one back from us at their place. We should have had that game. Looking at it, man, I mean, what do you think kind of in this second round, second battle of these two teams in the Big 12 conference? What do we need to see out of these guys to find a way to beat West Virginia at home?
Yeah, we got to start fast. These last two games we have not, and uh, I mean, Jackson, you can answer this. Did we start fast against LSU? I don't think we
No,
did, right?
no. Well, kind of. We had a good like 4 minutes, maybe like 3 minutes, because we went up, but then they came back and then we kind of lagged there. Like I'll say this: the first half wasn't like great, Like we definitely played a lot better in the second half.
Yeah. Well, I want to see us come out hot against this Mountaineers team, and frankly, I think they should be ranked higher than they are. They're sitting second right now in the Big 12 standings, and they're ranked 14th
Yeah.
nationally. So I truly think this West Virginia team is underrated, underranked. You got to
Mhm.
stop Miles McBride. We got to stop Taz Sherman, who are both those guys coming off career highs against Kansas, winning that game at home. And, Derek Culver is always somebody we got to watch out down low for.
Mm-hmm.
And if we start fast, we're going to put ourselves in a good situation, a good spot to win this game at home, get the fans involved for, what they may be, maybe 10% of the stadium, whatever it is these days.
Mm-hmm.
But they make an impact, and this is going to be a tough game on ESPN, national broadcast. The boys will be ready, and we're hot right now too. We're coming off 3 wins, but so is West Virginia. They're coming off some wins, and again, Miles McBride, we need to stop him. That dude is going off.
He's a beast, man. So looking back, and we talked about this last time we played West Virginia in a recap, our Let It Go episode. Tech played a complete game against them on the road. We really did. And obviously if Mac McClung dropped another 30-piece, that would be great. I don't anticipate that will happen. I think they'll be a little bit more prepared. He could definitely score, up in the 20s for sure. He's been, lighting it up lately. But for me, I think we're going to have to really have a complete game from some other – or we had a complete game last time, but I mean individually we're going to have some guys sort of step up. TJ Shannon, I think he's going to have to, kind of like he did against LSU, I think he's going to have to really come on in this one, find a way to, draw some fouls on them, get to the free throw line, make his presence felt offensively. Edwards, it'd be great. This is a game where, both these teams are kind of peaking at the right time. They're hitting their stride late in the season. They're winning games. And with the way UT's been playing lately, I mean, I think that Tech and West Virginia are kind of, here's Baylor and West Virginia and Tech are right there, not right on their heels, but close. They're the closest next 2 teams. And so, and that's not to knock you. I mean, UT's still a great basketball team, still a great program, but they're just not playing at the same level as Tech and West Virginia are. So I really expect this to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. It's going to be tough, man, and we need multiple guys to step up. We're going to have to rebound on the same level as them last time. Culver is debatably the best big man in the Big 12. He's a beast down low, simply put, and we got to find a way to contain him. Marcos Santos Silva needs to have a big game. And last time we rebounded, there was only a 1 point or 1 rebound, disparity, 33-34. We need to rebound with them again at a high level and just continue to play defense at a high level. I think this is going to be a close game. There's just no other way to really get around it.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game. I think Dickie V is announcing it too, I think.
We got Dickie V. The kids are in the stadium. The kids are going crazy.
Anytime he announces the game, it's going to be a good one, hopefully. And, I'm glad we're catching them at this point in this next 2-week stretch of games. I don't know if you looked at the schedule since Vegas, but we got 5 games.
I haven't looked at much. and I'll tell you this, there's a reason why this might be the first time ever. There's a reason why I'm not drinking on the pod tonight either.
Dude, I think this might be our first completely sober pod ever for both of us.
I was sitting there thinking about it. I mean, I'm going to get to the Matador motivational and the hot take and actually know what the heck I'm talking about for once.
Yeah, for you listeners, if you're just bored out of your mind, let us know. And we'll just next episode, we'll make sure we get rip roaring drunk.
We'll double down. Hey, we should have recorded Friday. If we recorded Friday or Saturday, y'all would have seen a very, I think, entertaining side of the Griffon boys for sure.
Yeah, but I'm glad we're catching West Virginia in this part of our stretch because we got 5 games in 2 weeks. We got West Virginia, and then who do we have after that? We got Texas mixed in there somewhere.
Well, Baylor, and we'll get into that in the hot take. But the Baylor game's postponed, which we're about to really go off on why. I digress. We'll save it for the hot take. But
but
no, man, you're right.
We're still fresh right now. We're still fresh right now. Our legs are fresh. Catch this dub against West Virginia, and then we got TCU twice in the next 2 weeks as well.
Okay, good.
And
so they're making up that game.
It'll catapult us forward, I think, for this stretch, hopefully.
Well, I'll tell you who thinks we're a winner in this one, who feels good about it, is ESPN, dude. Because I'm looking at the matchup predictor and the ESPN Basketball Power Index, 75.9% Texas Tech gets this win on the road. So at home, gets this win in the USA. So ESPN's feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about it. I think this team's kind of, like we said, peaking. And if Edwards continues to get it going on offense, putting in 13 points, 14 points kind of, and Santos Silva, and we get some and Burton kind of if we get some guys more comfortable on offense, watch out because I think this team's capable. I mean, again, we're not quite there yet, but if they continue to improve in those areas, I think they're capable of a Sweet 16 type of run this year.
Yeah, dude, the squad has been getting better every single game, it feels like. And that's a testament of our coaching staff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the guys are settling in. I love it. We've been pretty steady the whole season, which you love to see.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think we're going to get hot at the right time. This could be the start of that stretch where we go 7-8 game win streak going into hopefully not the Big 12 tournament as we're about to get into.
Yeah,
but
and this is a big
into the
game because
tourney.
we're West Virginia's sitting at second behind Baylor, and then it's Oklahoma who we've beaten twice, which just pisses me off because if we play who are the TCU and Iowa State again, Tech should be second behind Baylor right now with 8 wins. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's focus.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, let's focus on one game at a time. If Tech wins this game against West Virginia, that puts them at 7-4 in conference, and it puts West Virginia at 6-4 in conference, tying us with Oklahoma. And actually, we'd be ahead of Oklahoma because of our 2 wins against them. So,
yeah,
hey, we're right there. We're moving in the right direction. Let's get this dub against the Mountaineers and crying Bob Huggins. I forgot all the references I made about their team last time. I was jawing about it.
Big Bob,
the Moonshiners, Big Bob. Cousin Marion, tooth missing Mountaineers over there. teeth, not just teeth, entire rows of teeth missing. But yeah, I feel good about it, man. Let's hope Chris Beard gets it done. And I also see that the spread, since I'm back from Vegas, I'm super into gambling right now. It's still fresh in my mind. Spread's at -5 for Tech, so that's always pretty. If Vegas is saying it's going to be there, I think they're usually pretty on the money with that.
I think it might be closer than that, man. I think it might be a 1 possession game for sure.
Definitely could be. But all right, man. I think that's all we got. Big game tomorrow at the USA. I hope we get it done. I think we can. Guns up, man. The Red Raiders looking to pull it off, move up the rankings, solidify our spot in the Big 12. Big 12 rankings this season. Dude, are we ready? I know we're missing Laney Cakes, man. He's I think that's 2 episodes now. The fans are calling for him back. He needs to get back, hop on this with us, bro. Are we ready for our hot take?
Let's get it.
All right, man. We'll go back and add audio later for our listeners. Quick pause. All right, good. That's where that'll be implemented. But, dude, Baylor missing football games and missing basketball games, automatic. Not being able to control their COVID outbreak, automatic. What's going on over there? It just seems like Baylor's having a lot of problems with COVID, and at some point you got to ask yourself from an institutional the institutional control side of things. I mean, what's Drew Scott doing over there? Or Scott Drew?
Scott Drew, yeah.
Okay,
well, he's losing
Scott
his
Drew.
hair. That's one thing he's doing.
Ha.
He already beat COVID earlier this season. When
he got COVID.
Yeah, he had COVID prior to the Empire Classic.
Is Waco just like a COVID hotspot or something? Like, why is it their football and basketball team just can't seem to get it under control?
I don't know, and it really is pissing me off because they're ruining the scheduling for the whole conference. Like I said just a second ago in our last segment, we were supposed to play 6 games in 14 days. And, we do that in tournament time, or if you're in a tournament. Sometimes in basketball, you do that in a weekend even.
Mm-hmm.
And but in conference play, you don't want to be playing 6 games in 2 weeks. And it's because the Bears can't,
they're
postponing games.
They're a good 2 games, game back on a lot of teams right now in the Big 12, and now they just got more bad news that they're good. I think they don't have to play us or they're missing their game with West Virginia twice now.
2 games,
and so that's going to put them way behind. And let's get into this. This is kind of what the hot take, is supposed to be about tonight. Should the Big 12 cancel the Big 12 tournament and reschedule these games so that we can play out a schedule before the NCAA tournament? My vote is yes. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, that's an emphatic yes for me as well. I would love to see, each team get to play their their full conference schedule to crown a champion. Nobody cares about the Big 12 tournament. Some people do, but I've never been one to really care for the Big 12 tournament and watch it all the way through.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because Tech always loses early, it seems like, but I would rather see us finish out a full conference schedule than play a Big 12 tournament that really doesn't have too many implications this year.
No, I agree. It's it's one of those arguments where every year everybody always says the actual Big 12 tournament doesn't matter, right? Like if you lose there, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always cool to hold up the trophy, to have the banner and to say you won it. But the year that Texas Tech won the Big 12, tied with Kansas State, lose the first game in the Big 12 tournament, and then we go on to play for a national championship. I think if you asked any fan, if we had to trade a game off in the tournament to win the Big 12 tournament that year, we wouldn't do it, dude. It's just not as important. You play these teams so many times throughout the regular season. We want to be rested up. I mean, it's a blessing sometimes to have rested legs and be ready to compete in the dance, the tournament that actually matters. So it's already kind of, a topic of discussion, of debate. That I'm not saying I don't think that they're ever going to get rid of the tournament, but it's already something where fans are just not as worried about it, saying it's not as important. Why do we even play it? This year, of all the crazy things everyone says, I won't say the P word that everyone's so tired of hearing all the time. I'll say a different one: unparalleled events that are going on instead of unprecedented. But it's all with everything, all the changes, all the rule changes, and all the mix-up and shake-up that we've already seen last year and in the sports community since last March. Why not bend the rules? I think fans would rather see teams finish out the season so that Baylor has to play us again, that they have to play West Virginia twice. Otherwise, it's just not fair. We missed 2 games. And it's not. I mean, if I was Baylor, like, you want to prove that you're the best, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to prove that go undefeated by playing everybody, getting through it. I'm sure a lot of their fans would still want to finish it out. At least I hope they would, or else you're kind of a coward. But, it's like I think you would want to finish it out and give the people what they want. The games we missed were TCU and Iowa State, 2 teams that, looking at the schedule, we should be able to beat. That's 2 wins for us to put us, kind of right behind, right in the mix here. Baylor's not playing and didn't they miss their game against Texas too? Is that right? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, their first game in the conference play was supposed to be against Texas, and I don't see it rescheduled here. So they're missing 2 games against West Virginia. They're missing a game against OU and Tech in the next 5 weeks. They've 5 games postponed, canceled.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of getting to the point where, honestly, I think you got to wonder. I'm sorry, but I know Baylor's an amazing team this year. But if they don't have to play all those teams you just said, Oklahoma, these are all the best teams in the conference.
Yeah.
OU, UT, West Virginia twice, us once. Do they really do? I mean, at what point do you start penalizing them for that? Right? I mean, like, you have to be more responsible. You got to take care of your players. Take care. I mean, for this to happen repeatedly, it's annoying. It's frustrating. I think you got to start saying, hey, look, if you don't get control of this, you're forfeiting some of those games.
Yeah, I would like to see a forfeit too. I mean, you just named off all those teams. You got Texas in there too that they haven't rescheduled yet. Those are all top 15 teams in the country, and you don't have them on your schedule. Yeah. And I know, we can, complain and moan about, rescheduling games because we didn't get to play Iowa State, who's a sure win. We didn't get to play TCU, which we rescheduled for this next in the next few weeks. But I mean, Baylor's really getting a break here with not playing, the top teams in the conference twice.
Yeah,
it's that simple. And I'm not doubting their talent.
No, I'm not either. They are great.
'2 in the nation.
Yes.
They're undefeated up to this point, but they need to prove with the rest of the conference, go through the gauntlet that Tech is going through right now.
Yeah,
we have played a gauntlet of teams thus far.
Yeah, we have. I mean, plus Oklahoma State, that's another team that's really come on and looks good and can upset anybody at any time. I mean,
they're ranked.
Yeah, they're ranked now. That you have to play the games. You got to play the games. That's how it works. And moving forward, I think that needs to be discussed. I was just about to say something else, and now I'm drawing a blank, man. I would think being sober at this part of the episode, I'd be able to, recall like what I'm trying to say. But Now I remember. See, I wouldn't be able to do that otherwise. You know who else that they didn't play? And actually, I don't know if it was on the other end when that happened. It might have been not their fault,
Gonzaga.
but they also didn't have to play the number one team in the nation right now.
Yep, it was Gonzaga that time. But
Okay, it
yeah,
was Gonzaga. Well,
yeah,
I'm just saying Baylor has caught a lot of lucky breaks this basketball season, and I think eventually that's going to catch up with them, dude. You got to play the games for a reason.
yeah. And if you look at it from Chris Beard's perspective, we're getting in the minutes, we're getting in the time to develop in game and get those crucial minutes to really develop as a team and as a program further into the season. If Baylor is taking 5 games off in a row, boy, how rusty do you think you're going to become?
That's true, man. Hell, but with all their luck, they'll probably play Iowa State their first game back.
Yeah.
But it's
But
annoying, man. They got it. They got to get they got to figure it out over there and get it get their COVID problem under control.
yeah, the hot take was that we should play not play the Big 12 tournament, but we should play
Yeah.
the rest of the conference schedule. But really, it's turned into I hate Baylor.
Yeah, it's essentially just turned into a Baylor roast, which is never a bad thing when you diverge into that down that path.
No,
All right, man. Well,
it was
yeah, let's
fun.
just hey Baylor. I mean, we
I feel
won
a
it,
lot
man.
better.
I do too. It's good to get that off our chest. I mean, our fans are over here calling. Apparently, Gonzaga is open this Thursday, and
Saturday, yeah.
it's Saturday. Sorry, I read that tweet wrong earlier. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, who plays on a Thursday? Like in one of these weird conferences, I guess. Tech fans are saying we want it, dude. Like we will play Gonzaga if they're willing to line up with us because we're not scared any night to play anybody, man. We want those. We want that action. We want those games. So we're willing to play anybody. Baylor, come out and start facing us, man. Facing people because I know you guys are good, but you got to play the games. So if I was a Baylor fan, I would want to reschedule and shut us up by kicking our ass.
Yeah, we want that ass. We want that ass.
We always. Oh wait, I won't say that. Never mind. We do, man. We do. We want that in sports. We always want that ass. Okay. Let me explain. Myself and preface it with that. In sports, we always want that ass.
We want that Baylor ass.
Oh God! All right, man. I'm glad you're editing this week.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so with that, I think we're ready, man, to move on. Which Nick is also taking the lead on this. He's been our savior, our saving grace in tonight's episode. But we are ready now. Let's see if we can get it right for our Matador motivational. Not bad.
That was perfect.
Boom, boom,
At
boom,
least
boom.
on my end. I don't know if my internet was lagging perfectly with you. I don't know.
Either way, like we're hyped for it. It sounds good going into it. Let's talk today about something motivating after we just, went on our diatribe about how much we hate Baylor.
We to your point, Jackson, about me being the saving grace of this episode.
Oh,
Good transition, right?
yes, sir.
And speaking of Baylor being, pissing everybody off, and they need a little grace right now. They do have COVID-19 running rampant through their program. And although the guys are probably going to be healthy within the next few weeks, they need a little extra grace from the rest of the Big 12 basketball fans.
I'm laughing at that transition, just perfectly executed. It's like yeah,
it's like a Chris Beard ball screen coming off of an inbound pass to hit Mac McClung in the corner.
That's
3.
right, man. You would think it was intentional, but Nick and I are just on a subconscious level, man. We're just always in sync.
But yeah, in all seriousness, of the Matador motivational, I want to get into this. There are people out there that are EGR people, that are extra grace required people. And what do I mean by that? Not everybody's the same. People grew up in different households, different, income, poverty level, below the poverty level, broken homes, divorces in their family, bad parents, abusive parents. Some people have grown up really privileged and in a good family and a good home. And, those kind of people, maybe that's not what I'm talking about here, but there are people based off of, how they're raised, what they've been through in their life, how their personality is. They just require you to give them extra grace.
Yeah.
They're extra grace required people. And I just want to put that in everybody's head tonight who's still listening in at this point in the episode, that, we can't treat everybody the same. It can't be like a standardized way, like a standardized testing in school where everybody gets the same exact test, but the questions are switched up. Like you can't treat everybody the same, because everyone has different ways of communicating. There's people that have, disabilities in the way they learn or the way they are social. And so, if you're around somebody who maybe you realize isn't going to be on the same level as you are with, in terms of, you're not going to be able to communicate perfectly the way you want your message to come across.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to give them extra grace. You're going to have to maybe explain things a few times, or give them a break on what they say back to you in response. And I guess bigger picture here, what I'm trying to get at is, um, we need to be able to go into a situation and into, an environment, and kind of level the playing field for people who might need that extra little grace from you.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. I think it's a great message. One that probably, I don't know if you heard it in anything that was in the capacity of some, spiritual ties, religious ties to church, because that's something where it's like just the old, I'd say cliche, but the old teachings when you're in Bible study and you're a little kid, like kind of showing grace, like what would Jesus do? It's like you're always aspiring to be better, right? Be better towards others, even when they're not always the most amicable individuals, or you have bad eggs, you have people that you're going to deal with, and that's the thing, you don't know their existential circumstances in their life
Yeah.
that cause them to sort of be the way they are. And you said this earlier pre-pod, Nick, which I thought was a good point. That's, you don't have to, something for, put yourself, like, you don't have to kind of break down your mental health to accommodate for all these people, and do it to where in turn you eventually get to the point where you're hurting, you're kind of stressing yourself out, or ruin, but it helps just to do it in increments, when in small the capacities that you work with these individuals and these people that are just what was the acronym you used? Extra grace.
EGR.
EGR, extra grace requires, man. There's just people out there that, simply put, that's what they need, man. It's a little extra grace. And so it's going to make you feel good in turn by giving them that little bit of extra grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Chances are, in a group of 10 to 12 people, and I did learn it, you're right, in like a spiritual setting, in a small group setting, chances are in a group of 10 to 12 people, there's going to be one or two people who need that extra grace. Maybe they're just not in the right mindset all the time, and you just need to cut them some slack, give them a break, and respect them and honor them. How can I honor these people that need extra grace from me? By giving them extra grace. That's how I can honor them. So,
and then, hey, man, I mean, God works in mysterious ways. You give grace to others that need it more. Whenever you're down or you're going through a difficult time, what goes around comes around. So then somebody might show you a little extra grace and kind of give you a break here and there too.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I guarantee everybody listening to this now has been in that situation where they need a little extra grace.
I know I have, for sure.
Yeah. So, good point. Good point there.
Good deal, man. Well, yeah, I mean, like we said, don't stress yourself out too much. But at the end of the day, remember that when dealing with difficult people, you never know what they're going through. You never know what's happening. So think of Nick's soothing voice telling you, give a little extra grace. Give grace. What do they say all the time? GG's, baby. GG's.
What is that?
Give grace.
Give grace. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I mean, I use it in chess for good game, like GG's. It's a very common gaming term. I guess I should have specified that a little bit better. It's a gaming term, GG's. When we say GG's on the Ramblin Raiders, we mean give grace.
Give grace, baby.
And maybe sometimes good game, as long as it's not against Baylor, right?
That's right. Well, we won't even play a game against Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we won't know. So give grace to everyone that you can. Nick, let's close it out, man. I think we've rambled our quota tonight, man. Rambled our hearts out.
We've rambled our little chili pepper hearts out tonight.
Man, I'm about to go watch that movie now.
Great movie.
That is a great movie.
Hollywood.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, man. We've done everything we can. All right, dude. Well, with that, is our speaker ready to go?
It is.
There it is, man. Big announcement, actually. Loose Lips with Gator Ships. I want to get to this first. Look for some promos this week. Her first episode is going to be coming out, we think, either at the end of this week or beginning of next week. We're super excited. She's already got a couple in the queue. She's been doing a great job. Ramblin Raiders Media presents Loose Lips with Gator Ships. Get ready to follow that. Also, Laney's Locks. Keep an eye out for it. Follow our social media. Go hit it. Rate, review, subscribe. And Nick, let's go ahead and play it. Let's cue it up, baby. Y'all get ready. It's coming.
Man, hey, keep riffing, dude. Spotify just decided to bug out on me.
Hold on. This is like the worst timing ever, but I have to go to the restroom, man. I'm dying right now. I'm so sorry. It's that alpha brains coming back on me. I wish we could pause this video.
Well, technically we can, but I'm not going to tell you how to do that because I want to end the episode on a high note. I want to get this song going.
All right, dude, hold on. You're gonna, if you can't get it going, you're gonna have to do a wee out on your own, man, because I'm dying. Vegas is catching up with me again.
Dude, I just spotted a new iPhone 12 and it's not even working, baby. So
all right, hold on. All right, Nick, send it away, big dog. Hey, you've done everything else on this episode. It's all you, man.
Hey, for all you Red Raiders, keep your guns up high this week. Hopefully we win tomorrow against West Virginia. Jackson, Lane, who's not here. 1, 2, 3. We out. You got to hit stop on the record.
I got to hit stop. Here we go.